back. I was at school.
Where were you?
At school.
Where have you been all my life? Good morning, beautiful people. And who told me to be like sitting here happy during bar prep? I don't even know why I feel this way because truthfully, I've been stressed, y'all. But it's like I'm happy to talk to you guys because content creation is my happy place. So if you really know, just subscribe to me off that thought. But I wanted to sit here and unbox all my BarBri books with y'all. I literally have not started studying yet. My computer's right there because I've waited for y'all to unbox this box and get all our books. So let's do that. Oh wait, and before we start, hello everybody, my name is Legally Naya for those of you who do know, and for those of you who don't know, now you know. Legally Naya, Legally Naya. I'm literally doing that at 3:16. And if you like the vibes here, subscribe. All right. Just like ignore them in my pajamas. It's real, guys. It's real. Look at this. Literally course companion. You're supposed to go through your videos of the course with this. And then exam workbook. Multi-state practice exam workbook. Mini review, Florida. Course companion volume 2. I'm guessing this is for the Florida portion. I'm so glad I have my books because I started without my books, y'all, and I was writing notes for so long, and I feel like that made it take longer for me versus just following along. So I'm so excited to have this. I feel like I can stay caught up with this, and I was already ahead, but this will help me just keep going. The most important thing I realized is like remembering the law, practice questions, essay writing. So I've already figured out my strategy. It has changed a little bit from my last video, and we're gonna talk about that. I would no longer be doing flashcards. I thought I was gonna do flashcards for like MBE, FBE multiple choice. No, I'm just gonna do flashcards, if I even do flashcards, for the writing portion of the exam. That way I can like have my essay sentences ready, and that's how I memorize. But honestly, I've been memorizing with an outline. I found pretty good analogous outlines. I like the Smart Bar Prep one for MBE. A lot of it at least goes over every topic of MBE. You just have to add your own little things. Like this one says domicile, but domicile for individuals' physical residence plus a subjective intent to remain. So sometimes you want to add your own little notes, but for the most part, it gives so much good overall bar info. So I'll be memorizing this outline to have as a basis, and even tells you like H, highly to be tested, medium. But all of it's relevant because my bar course went through it. But I'm going to use this to memorize the law. For MBE, I have another outline for FBE, and I'm going to use my books to remember all the little things and the examples to get it through my head. So this is my new process. I do have an FBE outline too, like I said, and I'm going to use my What's the Issue outlines for my essay structure, as well as just reviewing in simple terms for me. The one thing I will say is I am happy I started with What's the Issue, and I learned a lot and understand it, but I wish I prioritized more memorizing, so I didn't have to do all the memorizing at once. That's what makes the bar very heavy, knowing that you like have to know this by heart. Like you have to do practice questions, you have to do practice essays, and you have to make sure you know the law, but you can't really move on to practice essays and questions if you don't even have the law down pat. So I wish that instead, maybe I reviewed my 1L outlines, got that in my head. But honestly, you learn more material during bar prep to where you're learning a lot at once either way. But at least if you knew your 1L outlines or your FBE outlines by heart, you already at least have a portion down pat. So something I would do differently next time is memorize a lot before bar prep, even if that's picking up a regular outline and just making sure I know all those topics by heart off the top of my head. That way when you start bar prep, it's more like learning the new material and doing more practice. But when you don't have the laws in your head like that already, and I'm talking about definitively, not just like, oh, I know what a tort is. No, defining assault, defining battery, defining negligence, knowing the elements, taking people through an analysis. So if you don't have that definite understanding, then yeah, but we'll get it together because that's the point of bar prep. I love this because I'm just already going through the books and like, this is all practice questions. Straight practice questions every day you could do. Love that for MBE. And then this one kind of gives you like a mini review of everything you should know of overall topics. And I love that too. I really feel like these books are gonna help me more and just drill things in my head on top of the video. you're supposed to follow along in your BarBri videos, and I was taking so long writing out the notes. So guys, order your books. It will help you stay ahead. I'm trying to tell you, more time to do multiple choice questions, more time to do essay writing, and more time to remember the law outside of your course. You know I love y'all when I'm willing to look crusty on camera. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, y'all, we locked in. Let's start bar prep at 2 a.m. in the morning. I love waking up early because I like to get things out the way, and I'll be majority done by the time it's like 10 a.m. I don't know, like 2 a.m. nobody's up in my house, especially my parents, especially my people who live with friends, roommates, whoever. That 2 a.m. to like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., nobody up, silence. I get so much done. And then it's like if I choose to do work during the day, that's extra. Well, it's not extra because you have to do that. Because your course, bro, yo, we gonna talk. So with your course, it'll tell you how much you need to do for the day and then how much you've already completed so far. I used to be 20 hours ahead, but then BarBri shut down and I had life things, but like one of the days BarBri was literally down for like 8 hours and it caught my time to catch up. But we're gonna get ahead soon by me now having my books and your girl having a solid plan. So right now I'm in civil procedure. That's the first topic. I'm at the end and then it goes to torts. So we're gonna finish off Civ Pro for real. And you guys are gonna see my process because you're gonna also see me try to memorize the next page of my outline today because this is what I do. Okay, you guys, so now that I've really been through like a BarBri video and looking at the book, I think I like it because it's going to save me a lot of time on writing notes. But you have to remember to review your notes because writing your notes out gets it in your head. You have to keep this information alive by reviewing. So I think what I'm going to do is like every time I move on to the next lesson, for the next day, go back, review the notes, see what I know in my head, say it out loud, make sure I know that I'm not just like going through information and like understanding, but I can describe what things are. So that's what I'll be doing too. And I like the book because you can go through the lessons faster. And like I said, it's giving me more time to review. So see you guys soon. Okay, everybody, I'm at school and I'm in the atrium. You know it's early when no one's here, not even administration. But what I was going to say is that someone's walking and I'm distracted. Oh, I think I know my routine. Start with my BarBri videos, follow along, then do my outline and review, and then do multiple choice questions, and that will be my day. And eventually I'm gonna mix it with doing practice essay questions, and that is the goal for right now. So, yep, I think that's gonna be the routine. I think the hard part is knowing that your plan will not come together until close to test day, so you're constantly gonna feel overwhelmed. But just make sure you have dates in your head of when you need to know things by. And I told myself by this date I need to be through all MBE, by this date I need to be through all Florida multiple choice questions, and by this date I need to start reviewing essays. So as long as you reach everything, you'll be straight. But it's hard when you know it's not gonna all come into fruition until close to test day, and that is where the anxiety comes. But work the plan, don't let the plan work you. Alright y'all, this is an update, and just know that the multiple choice questions are trying to take me out. But the more you get wrong, the more you can learn from, so I really highly advise that, like, if you suck at multiple choice, keep doing those questions, because as I learn more of the law, I see how it's applied, and I see how I should be thinking, and yes, it is intimidating, but once you start figuring out what they're looking for, it starts to make sense. At least right now I'm doing Civ Pro, and a lot of it is dates, and knowing the accurate dates, and knowing, like, Civ Pro. And the things I do get wrong will be like because I never thought about it in that context, or like because the rules didn't explicitly say two things could do something. Like, you know, two things could do something, but then in one situation they'll be used together, and in another it'll be denied based on the facts. So multiple choice will help you get clarity even more. So do your multiple choice questions for real, because you think you know something and then you do some questions and you'll be like, well, the way I took that law was very different than the way it was applied in the facts of these multiple choice. But the good thing is, if you know the law, you can argue it properly for an essay, but on multiple choice, you need to know the answer they're looking for. So I'm about to continue doing more multiple choice questions, and then I'm gonna go back to studying and doing my BarBri program. And after every lesson, I've been reviewing my outline or like doing some questions, and I want to see the laws that I'm learning. When I see the multiple choice, do I recognize it? And the more I do it right after I learn a lesson, it lets me know like it's fresh in my head what I need to work on and just the whole. So I like this flow. It's a little intimidating because you're like, oh crap, I don't know nothing, but you will if you keep trying every day. So don't be intimidated by not knowing. Woke up with
my girl last night, so I went to the club. Put on a fresh white suit and a mini coupe sitting on love. I'm really looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love. If you know what I mean. Everybody jacking me as soon as I step in the spot.
Okay, everybody, I just switched locations to outside, and sometimes you do need to change your scenery because it will help your mind reset. I've gone through a lot of what I needed to do. I just have a 24-minute video left and I think questions after that, so that's nothing for the day, and it's only 10:14 a.m. in the morning. I can either choose to review what I've already reviewed today. I can look at more details to make sure I understand the little things I might have missed, and I'm realizing that it's just a very comprehensive way that you have to go about studying, and just make sure you stay on your stuff. And then here's Leo.
Hi.
And Leo, what are you doing?
Evidence outline. I have to finish it. I'm almost done. So.
Yeah, Leo's taking MBE, and then what's your biggest advice for people who are taking MBE or are about to?
Study. I don't know how else to put it. Continue to refresh your memory all the time on the rules.
Oh, not the streak. Yeah, facts. And that's the same for bar prep. Just continue to review over and over and over again. And the more you review, the better it'll be in your head. That's probably I might as well just stop talking.
Damn if I can't go dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey. Ooh, it's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a bitch, come take it to the floor now. Woo. One step to the right.
Okay, you guys, I'm finally looking cute in this video, but now I'm gonna go review my last portion of my outline. I made sure to do a page a day, and like I said, I think I said earlier, in my calendar, I have a point where I should be going through all MBE outlines, and then I'll go through FBE questions, and it'll all be before my exam date. And so I'm about to learn this last section of page 3, and yeah. Happy I got this book because I realized a lot of the time I was sitting down watching the videos with me writing notes. Now I'm realizing that I get to go through the videos and actually learn more of my syllabus, do more multiple choice questions. So it feels very doable, and yeah, I feel like I'm actually learning now, and I wish I'd been ordering these books. But we're about to do this. And normally this part involves me going back and forth. Eat healthy out here, y'all. The energy is fuel. We're going to relax, watch a little Netflix, and then log back in an hour. Clearly, I'm home from school. Hi, vlog. I made a promise to myself that I was going to go home and do work, so I'm sticking to it. And yeah, I'm why did I take that promise to myself? But I was going to give you guys an update. Oh, I have to give you guys an update, but we're going to just talk about it later. Just now, I'm about to study right now. And then this is me holding myself accountable because it's easy to go home. So this is a little tip. If you do go home sometimes and you tell yourself you're going to do it, you really might not do it. When I start home and I stay home, I do my work. But sometimes when I go somewhere and I'm oh, I'm just going to finish the rest at home. But I'm doing it. It's a matter of telling yourself you'll do it, and you will. Me and Leo's mantra just right now is just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. But I do have some things to tell y'all.
Yeah. Outside niggas love a outside bitch. But be mad when they get some outside. Yeah. When I tell you these niggas ain't shit, please believe me. They gon'
Hello, beautiful people. Guess what time it is? Another 4 a.m., 3 a.m. study. I kind of woke up 30 minutes ago, but now I'm out of bed to really study. But I just came on here to tell you guys and give you guys some tips and advice, how to save the tips and the advice for the end, because if you're my real subscriber, you deserve to have all the knowledge. But let me tell you the tips I got from my bar coach, because I talked to her yesterday. And step 1, she told me that learning my outline is cool and all, but really you're supposed to trust your course, go through it, do your multiple choice questions, do a lot. And she said when you do a lot of multiple choice questions, write down the rule statement of what you got wrong, what you got right for the wrong reason. And then you can always review and go back, but the more you know the rules right here, the more it'll stay in your head. So she's if you're concerned about remembering the rules for real, you need to be doing multiple choice and writing it out. And she's yes, it is a lot of heavy lifting in the beginning, but soon you'll realize that you know the answers and you're not really writing down as much anymore. And that's also a great way to have the law and also have the law in multiple choice. I will say our exam is predominantly multiple choice, so this is good because you have to think. Florida is first, part A is essay, part B is multiple choice. The next day is MBE, and that's all multiple choice. So you really do want to know how to do multiple choice and what's the takeaway from that. So I think that's one of the best pieces of advice. She also told me to stop stressing too much. Probably not the advice for most people. I do just have extreme anxiety, and I'm pretty cool and chill until it's time to pass or do a test. Then I get all worked up. So she's like, there's nothing wrong with me being intentional, but be intentional in the right direction. So make sure you do your multiple choice questions. Make sure you write out the rules. If there's not enough space for you, get a notebook to write out the rules. It literally has the reasoning, what the issue is, what the correct answer is, and your answer is. And then you're supposed to title the subject, your score, and the date. So you can always go back to that section. She also told me something else, is that if you start doing towards a lot and you realize that you are getting a lot of products liability questions right, but you're getting a lot of negligence wrong, when you look at your feed, you're supposed to go back and narrow down all those topics and maybe do some more of these so that you can get your wrong answers right on test day. She also told me that basically I'm going to focus on the things that are multiple choice, which is a lot. You really just need to know how to answer the multiple choice. Yes, you need to know the law, but you really need to know the difference in multiple choice. And I'll give you an example. I went over Civ Pro, I'm about to enter towards now, and I think I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I'll tell you directly what it was. One of my questions was renew judgment as a matter of law or a new trial. And they were both right because my person did move for a judgment as a matter of law in the right time frame. And in one question, they were both right. And the next question, judgment of a matter of law was wrong, and it was a new trial because the plaintiff asserted $100,000 in damages when it began, and they only got $1,000. So that's not a judgment of matter of law issue. That's a new trial issue because a new trial deals with error. So it's important for you to keep testing these fact patterns because you'll see that, you might learn the law, but those facts really change your answers. And even if you know the law, it'll be so different in multiple choice. So I'm gonna start by doing this. Yes, it's time consuming, but if you aren't the best at multiple choice, or even if you're just trying to get a good grade because it is primarily multiple choice, lock in. Something else that I want to say is I do feel like me studying an outline every day is good. Just keeps a lot of things more in my head and able to answer the rules for multiple choice. So I do think it's a small combo of knowing the law, but a lot of practice. And another thing I wanted to say is when you study, turn off your phone, turn off your notifications, choose the time you want to study. I started to mute Instagram now, even phone calls. A lot of my friends call me and they do know I'm studying, but I've realized it's on me to just turn off your notifications, don't get distracted. Sometimes it'll go on your computer while you're studying and that throws you off. I want to show you, as you watch the videos, they leave notes to take in the margin. So, yeah. This is kind of what it looks like. This was me yesterday. I also want to say, if you could take any classes in law school for the bar, take your Florida bar tested subjects, but I really think you should take business entities, wills, and evidence as your top 3. I still think you should take all FBE classes just so you can be ready for the bar. Because if you already have knowledge on a lot, you don't have to learn as much. You just need to apply and recognize the rule and more practice and questions. If you didn't take a class, take What's the Issue for the Florida portion, and go on BarBri to learn things while you have it for free, or Themis. If you know you're not going to take business entities in law school, even though I just told you to, go watch a BarBri video during your break, on your weekend. Go familiarize yourself with subjects you know you can't take or didn't have enough to take now. Oh yeah, my other piece of advice would be to start reading your 1L year outlines, your 1L outlines of contracts, towards start getting those laws in your head at any stage. If you're a 1L and you're in the summer, keep that alive. 2Ls, keep that alive. 3Ls, keep that alive. And find a site where you can constantly do questions on different subjects and just get in the flow of multiple choice. Essay writing, look at previous law essays, and what they also tell you to do is when you have a multiple choice fact pattern, answer an essay in your head, tell yourself what would the analysis be, and write it down sometimes. Or, if you don't want to write out a full essay, though you need to, issue a spot in your essay and at least know the elements and what you would say out loud. So those are my tips right now. And one of Leo's pieces of advice would be to study at school, get out your house. I will say for me, I do study at my house sometimes, but I realized that at school I can go all day. At home, I'll start being strong in the beginning, and then later I'll be let me go watch TV, and then I'll never return. So, house is cool in the beginning, but when you need that extra momentum, it kind of burns you out sometimes. So if you're gonna study somewhere, study at school, study at a library, get more comfortable there, unless you can really build that discipline at your house, which is hard sometimes. So yeah, and figure out what times it's good to study every day for you. Legally, Naya. Legally, Naya. Study, Naya. See you guys soon. Also, let me know if you guys want vlogs or videos of me just studying and we do like parallel play. I put a timer on like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. That way when it's time for you to study, do your homework, the bar, anything, you can put on a timer. You can sit down for 2 hours, 4 hours, and you'll feel like you're studying with the person, even if you're at home. That's what somebody recommended to me from school. They want to see those videos. And somebody else asked me to do something else, which I can't remember. But I've been thinking about giving study tips out from some of my best studying friends, some of my heavy hitter friends, people who sit down and have a lot of discipline. And during the bar, I also want to tell you, do eat good. Take some vitamins. Like, give your body fuel for real. That's what they even told you during bar prep. And trust your bar coach and try to take Professor Randall as your bar coach. She's going to fight for you every step of the way, which is why I'm giving you her tips. So see you guys soon. Wish me luck for the bar. Drop Naya, you got this in the comments, or video ideas you want from me. And love you.